Was there anybody that you didn't? I'm not gonna say didn't like, but was there somebody that you wanted to get out of the way because you felt like they was getting a little bit more notoriety than they should? And they
Everybody.
It was just everybody.
When I tell you everybody, I mean it, everybody. And I still carry that same mentality.
Same thing now.
And the reason behind that is
I like that because I think
everybody. And I mean it. I honestly mean it. And I feel like every basketball player, especially when you come from this area or the DMV area in general, if you don't go into a gymnasium and feel like you're the best player in that gym, you might as well not even go in there to hoop. Whether it's realistic, whether you know, or not, you literally got to go in there and believe that you're the best player in the gym, and that anybody that's considered better than you, you got to kind of go out there and show that you belong to be at that level. So I wouldn't say it was one person. It was legitimately everybody that I played against from junior on. I had to not only because I remember I'm trying to regain my stature in terms of one of the better players in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So every game was something to prove. Mm-hmm. Whether it was a scrimmage, summer league game, whatever the case may be, it was something that I had to go out there and prove. So I would say it wasn't no individual at all, not one.
Okay. So now you're a senior. You coming in a senior year. You got these letters, and you had some interest from G Mason, and you thought you were going to George Mason, and now senior year comes. And how did senior year play out for you?
It had its up and lows. In terms of my production, I think I had a really good year, but I mean, I made everything in terms of the area, and Met, BCL.
But how did you feel about it, bro?
I felt like I was one of the top things coming out of Baltimore, but because of, I guess, like I said, my stature, I was never athletic. I was never your quickest guard, anything like that. So, and then I had a okay junior summer, okay, with asterisk beside it, because we kind of combined with Josh and Bub kind of picked up all of these pretty highly touted players, and because we had such a good year the year before, we kind of just carried on to it. But Kobe didn't coach it, Bub coached it, and we kind of had more of a superstar aura around us because we had those guys with us.
I'm glad you said that specific word, because at that time when you're coming into your senior year, and you got, like you said, those same players you spoke about before, the John Selby's and the
they that
these
now.
These guys are national.
Yeah, they that now.
In the country.
Yeah, they that now.
And you're in the midst of this all the time, like
they definitely.
It's kind of crazy to kind of think back and look on it, like, man, you're in the midst of guys that was like you said, you're already kind of used to it because you see Malcolm and Dante had the people walking in and out of this, but when you on that AAU scale and you playing in that, it's totally different.
Yeah, totally.
It's totally different.
You literally treated like rock stars.
Yes.
Like literally, like you got a bedtime, you got a curfew time, you got press time before games, you got passes to get in the gym, like you
per deal.
Yeah, exactly. You getting paid to go, like food wise to go. Like it was a different time in terms of, I mean, of course I'm not on the circuit now, but it was definitely, I would say, the peak in terms of our basketball at that time.
In this area, definitely. I mean, those guys made a name in the staple in the footprint for the guys right now.
Yeah, I think. Matter of fact, I think either Will or Josh was back at Lake that year, my senior year.
Your senior year
in high
school. Will.
One of them came back to Lake.
Will was.
I think Josh was, and then Will came back to that. Will was classified too.
Yeah.
One
of them came the year after I was there.
Yeah, but one of them was then, and they were pretty good at it. They were damn good at that time. Darius Gilmore, Jay Sharp, they had them up. You beat them. What you do to them, Sean? Gotmine.com, right?
First of all, listen.
Hey Trey, Gotmine.com.
I scored the first points in the Comcast.
Bruh, you ain't got to tell me. I've heard this story 30,000 times. Every time you.
All right, so it's not about me. So listen, so you coming into the senior year, man, and like I said, you already had the lessons and the experience of that. And what was kind of your mission now? Were you just trying to win the BCL? Is that what your mission, or you just trying to get yours? Or
I've always want to win. I feel like winning separates. You can always debate like stats and how valuable of a teammate or player this guy was, but you can never debate winning. You know what I mean? And my thing was, I just won as a junior with these guys. I got to win as a senior. If not, I ain't do nothing. Brandon and Larry and them just went out. They got their championship. I got to get a championship. So senior year was all right. I got to go to get a championship. We didn't have a team. Well, actually, crazy part is we did have a very, very good team. I had a very good team.
Yeah.
We had 2 transports into the program, and we had a lot of players that came up from JV that were really good, but they just didn't develop at that point in time. Karan and Kareem, like my little brothers, like my father picked them up, drove them to school every day for 2 years straight. Mm-hmm. So they in the backseat fussing and fighting. I'm better than you. You better than you. You know what I mean? Every day, faithfully. But I was the one at that point in time that actually was at the varsity level and kind of making a name for myself at that time. They grew up to be, their own
professionals.
Yeah, exactly. By far, because they had an undeniable work ethic. Yeah. That's the whole nother story. Shout out to Reem and Karan if they get a whisper of this. But yeah, that was a senior year. Win something so that they can't say that those other groups was better than your group.
You turned your work ethic up a little bit that year?
Yeah. It was from junior year on, it was like I was zoned in at all times.
And did you already have a concept of how college was? Like, did you already know how it was going to be? Did you have any examples of how it was going to be when you went to college, or did you just kind of
as a senior or as when?
Just like in general? Like
I went to a couple camps. Couple camps. Yeah, a couple camps, went to a couple little visits and things of that sort. So I kind of got the good. But like I said, playing AAU basketball was college within itself. And then our practices was unreal.
Right.
Unreal in terms of, where you had to be mentally and physically, in terms of just get through a practice. Mm-hmm. Like practice you would come to like, man, I'm not for this shit today. I'm not for it. There's holes in Mountain Royal's walls. And ain't nobody ever went in there and shot no gun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Legitimate holes. Mm-hmm. So that was just what you had to prepare yourself for to come out of a practice, situated. So coach always would say it might take 4 hours to get 2 hours of good practice, and he meant that shit. Right. So definitely meant it.
Give me a brief synopsis, if you can, real sharply, of the rest of the senior year and
ups and downs. Like I said, it was some teams that was added. John Carroll got added to the A-League. Oh, yeah, they had Fillmore. Terrell Vincent came, and he played at St. Francis. St. Joe still had their, Eric Atkins and a couple other pieces. Our boy Kyle Wise and John Graham and them took off. Damian Lee, Donye, they took off at Calvert Hall. So we finished the year in 3rd or 4th place in both conferences. Lost in the second round both times.
The PCO and the MIAA.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like it was a success at all. Mm-hmm. But individually, it was a success. Because in terms of what I did, in terms of I guess acclimates, it was a success because I made all conference and first team everything in terms of that. But I wouldn't say it was a success for what I wanted to do because those guys won and I didn't win shit.
Right. No, I totally feel
those guys won and I didn't win nothing on my own.
You won with them, and you was with them, but when they won theirs, you ain't with yours.
Exactly.
Yeah, you put up a post of gotcha.com.
Yeah. I really didn't though. Yeah. Like I didn't.
I'm saying you was going out there to get.
Oh yeah,
it out.
Yeah. But my mentality towards it was like, I don't feel good about it. I feel good that I'm doing what I need to do, and I don't feel good about it. And nothing came of it. Like nothing came of my individual success in terms of college. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That was gonna be my next question. Like, was it any different choices or?
Yeah, here and there, but
from there, or
here and there. But the only school that showed consistent attention towards me was consistently George Mason. My biggest one was Seton Hall. That felt really good. That was a handwritten one. I said, "Oh God!" The boy Harrell was there at that time. Yeah. And he asked me, the coach. I can't remember the name at this point in time. Old white guy. He sent me a handwritten one and was like, "Hey, can you suit up today?" Because Harrell was suspended. So I'm thinking to myself, like, "Uh-oh!" Yeah. Like, not only did I get a letter, this probably came like overnight because the dude just got suspended. So he asked me, "Can I come play?" And that really. But other than that, like Charlotte, things of that sort, I had periodic, attention, but the only consistent one was St. Mary's. Other than George Mason, but what ended up happening was Larry Nigga transferred.
Oh, okay.
He transferred to Miami,
Mm.
and I wasn't going to Miami. I wish I could have.
Yeah. When was you doing that?
Yeah, yes, sir. Do you?
Sure. I put this on everything, bro. Like one of my first handwritten letters
Mhm.
was from Miami.
Mhm.
And I was living in Elizabeth Land, and I took it to this nigga right here and said, "When I go to Miami, oh, this is a fact. This is on everything I love." Right
You gotta
now.
realize though,
Swear,
yo,
it's
that
real shit.
you gotta realize when you put in the work and you actually get a letter handwritten, not even just well, at first the initial
letter
ones,
period.
it's like, especially if you got people that's seen the work that you putting in, I said, yo, look what I just got.
Yeah.
It's like, oh nigga, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna do this.
You know, that's what I said. I told my parents, I said, "Oh, I'm telling you right now,
We gonna do it."
I remember shit like it was yesterday. I put it on everything. It was in my kitchen, everything.
You know what's crazy? What's another one that's crazy? Harvard. Yo.
Yo, but you
Tommy Amica. Harvard,
but at the time though, he was grabbing dudes from out this way because
You and Max Kenny on the same thing.
Bruh, Harvard,
Max Kenny
but you know
from
what's
Gonzaga went there.
You know what's so nuts about it? Me being high school, like, I'm going to know
I'm
Harvard.
not going to Harvard.
Exactly, stupid, right? I'll be making $100K just to get out of it, right?
100,000.
Exactly. Let me rewind some time. I'm right at Harvard.
100,000.
I'm right at Harvard. But Harvard was one of the ones that came on late. They saw what I was doing in high school when I did my last little travel year, and they liked it. And like they came on late, but it was so stupid. Like, I'm not going to no Harvard. But St. Mary's was the one. Like, it was to the point where I was talking to Smelt on a daily basis. Like in class. In class. He was showing up to practices.
Yes.
He was showing up to scrimmages. He was showing up to everything. And when it came down to it, when I made my decision to go to college, that carried the most weight with me. Like I said, I've always told you, I had like 2 or 3 other offers at the time, but they came after I had already submitted. They had Furman, which was in Charlotte, which happened was Coach Pratt. One of his best friends was an assistant coach at Charlotte, then ended up going to Furman, and I got some attention from them. And then a school called Pfeiffer out in Charlotte, well, Carolina. School was about as big as this girl. You throw a rock from one side to the other. And they play like Duke in North Carolina all the time, like scrimmage game, exhibition games. And that was another one that pretty much both of them kind of like, look, you can come here type of thing. We'll give you the package that you want. Figured out, but I'd already committed to St. Mary. Loyalty was very, very big. Plus, I didn't think I was going to be there for 4 years. I thought I was going for 2 years at max, and I was going to go ahead and go somewhere else. So, yeah, that was kind of the high school into college transition in a sense.
That's a bet, man. And you know what's so crazy? They speak on Smoke, right? Because I know when you came your freshman year, Smoke was he dipped, right? Your freshman year?
Last year. I mean, when I was a sophomore.
When you were a sophomore year, yeah, that's right. So
he was there when I was a freshman.
He was there when you was a freshman.
He was the only reason. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Him, Camonte, probably the only 2 reasons I stayed.
Exactly.
Definitely, probably because you got to think a dude that's coming from playing with all of this talent on a consistent basis to go Division III was already a blow.
Yes,
it was already a blow to your psyche. It's like these other guys are going to these bigger schools,
right?
And at that point in time, it was like a dirty word to go to D3, anything other than D1. It was like,
especially from your pedigree, from
what I'm playing on, exactly. From what my teammates are, from what I'm actually doing. To do what I did, as a senior, actually, have a good senior season, to those being like my realistic only options in terms of coaches that, like, I remember I had a guy from Eastern Michigan come to watch me play at Towson Catholic. And this is kind of like the last straw that broke the camel's back in terms of like, all right, this is a business type of thing. He came from Eastern Michigan. He set up the visit. He wanted to come see me play at scrimmage. So we kind of threw a scrimmage together real quick. And the best players weren't in the gym. And I remember my father was flying from Cherry Hill and he didn't have my shoes. So I had to hoop in some shoes that was just like in the closet or whatever the case may be. I did good. But in the midst of having the scrimmage, the open gym, the dude was more worried about his flight back to Michigan than he was worried about, getting to know me, have a conversation with me. So at that point in time, it was like, all right, well, I'm going to go with who was there from, consistently showed. Like Smelt was at Summer League before I was at Wilson.
Yeah.
So I went to a visit. James Davenport had me, lost me over there in the greens. Lost me. I had to make my way back to Dorch. And I told Harney and Smelt and them the next week I was going to St. Mary's. I played one open gym with him in the summertime, and that was it. I said, because we played open gym, I felt like this was a place I can continue to play my game and continue to shine at the level that I'm shining at now. They need me, was the thought.
Nobody's really tripping off what you're doing either. Like, you can come in and do your thing, you know what I'm saying?
But at that point in time, when you get recruited by Division III and you think you're a better talent than what you've been given, you go to D3, it's like, I'm going to kill.
I'm going to kill all
these can't do nothing to me.
None.
Nothing. Like, nothing. It's nothing that they can do that's going to keep me off the floor. And then I get to St. Mary's, after finally getting there, and it's a shot.
It's real.
It's a shot.
Yeah.
It's a shot. And this is when St. Mary's was at its peak.
Yeah.
I'm playing behind a guy, Monte Griffin, love him to death, older bro. We all know that. 1,000 points in 2 years.
Yes. 2 years
2
in college
years.
basketball.
2 years took a stat. Who does that?
Yeah, he was getting baskets.
Who does it?
He was getting baskets.
Nobody does it.